Just about 9 minutes before the hour of 7 o'clock. Welcome back to the Now Morning Show on this Tobago Thursday. And we are keeping the conversation on Tobago because following the mass resignation of 16 members from the Progressive Democratic Patriots, or the PDP, including Chief Secretary Fali Augustine, an additional 5 members have left the party. Joining us to discuss this exodus that's taking place at the PDP camp is Chairman of the National Executive Council of the PDP, Dr. Sean Nedd. Dr. Nedd, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us on Now.
Good morning. Good morning to your audience. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago.
Now, Dr. Nedd, I know that 5 additional members would have resigned. Can you tell us some of the positions that were vacant, I would say now, as a result of the resignation?
So what I'll do on that, I have a general statement on the matter. In general, the matter is officially internal to the party. What we have is that the executive is currently being consolidated. And we will discuss further with the membership and give a full public accounting at that time.
Now, Dr. Nedd, if you can confirm, though, in the interim, we are hearing that at least 3 members have remained, or is it 4? Can you confirm just how many members remain in the party at this time?
Right, so that's what I'm saying. I only want to make that statement on the matter. I have to first discuss within the party the matter, and then I can make a further this explanation on that situation.
Right. So, Dr. Nedd, then what can you share with us, for example? Can you tell us example for if the party is still going to maintain its mandate? I mean, how they're moving forward in the new year? What exactly can you share with us at this time?
Right. So the party is continuing. Again, just like any other institution, any other political institution, you have changes that occur within its ranks. We see this with the other main groups in Trinidad and Tobago. Unfortunately, when it comes to quote-unquote anti-PNM institutions, the thought process is once there's a problem with the leadership, that somehow the party must now disintegrate, right? The party is always held together by constitution, by its policies, by its mandates. None of that has actually changed, right? We have a strong constitution. It's very clear. In fact, I would have in my release, in my press conference, I would have stated very clearly the prescribed approach for dealing with the situation that we are in. And we are going to continue doing exactly that. The mandate is still in effect. We wish to deal with bread and butter issues for Tobago and Trinidad.
Now, Dr. Nedd, for those of us who may have missed the conference, what is the approach of the party at this time?
The approach is to continue along the lines of pursuing our aspirations and values that is listed inside of the Constitution. We also are going to pursue the mandate items that the people would have given to us, right? And our job is to basically report to them how we have approached that, how we have completed those items. And again, from that conference, the problem was that the assemblymen are saying that they don't have to follow that anymore. What we are saying is that from the party's constitution, we are supposed to have collaborations with the members in the assembly. And again, this is this long discussion about what is in the THA Act and how that conflicts. However, all members of the parties would have agreed to pursuing this. In fact, the same members who are assemblymen agreed to initially meet with the party, and they were doing so. And then after certain things occurred, that changed, and now we had these resignations. Again, there was no discussion regarding that occurring. So anything further on that matter is now separate from the party. All I can say on our side is that the party itself does maintain its direction and its directives. And we're moving towards it strongly. And hence why I have to make that initial statement, because we must regroup. We must be given an opportunity to regroup ourselves and deal with the effects of resignations of of such persons.
Of course. Now, Dr. Nedd, of course, while the party regroups and they go back to their constitution and, of course, they keep the mandate alive, I'm also wondering how does the party feel about how they may be coming across to the public? Because it's not just key members of the PDP would have resigned. And so how is the party dealing with how people may view the PDP at this time?
Well, I've been having discussions with persons and getting a feel for what's going on, as we say, on the ground. And persons have different views. That it's quite polar, and again, it surrounds not really the party itself. It more surrounds the individuals in the party and who they agree with and who they disagree with. The principles behind the party, everyone still agrees on those principles for the most part. The concern is understanding what has actually occurred, and that has become my job in all of this, explaining what has occurred in executive meetings, agreements that have been going on, conciliation meetings, right? Trying to fix issues that we thought were resolved, that all of a sudden seems to not have actually been resolved in persons' minds. And you really can't do much when people decide to do their own thing. But the
Now,
persons on the
Dr.
ground.
Nedd, one of the reasons as well why I would have asked the question is because I know that one of the things that especially Mr. Duke has been calling for is elections, right? He's calling for fresh elections because his argument, of course, is that the members who would have resigned would have picketed, of course, on a PDP ticket, right? And so I'm wondering the outlook of the party, only because you may be looking for new members to join in the event there's an elections that's taking place. So how do you think people view the party, especially now that the party will be looking for new members to join?
Well, again, in terms of the party, nothing has changed. The structure, the constitution, the values of the party are not changed. If you are a person in Tobago who wishes and cares about bread and butter issues, the PDP is there for you, right? What we have is an HR issue. That's what we have. That's why I'm saying you need to spend time regrouping, retooling. People disagreed. They did what they have to do. We have to strengthen the party so that these sorts of issues do not occur again going forward. It's very difficult to say that because, again, you're always dealing with people. Because if people aren't involved with their skill sets, their ability to liaise with the people, you can't get certain things done, right? And that's always a ongoing concern, right? But the base of the party hasn't changed. The base of any party are the members, right? There are a lot of committed members. There are members who are confused, as I was saying earlier. The constitution of the party is clear, right? That if you join this party, you read the constitution, you understand what you are getting yourself into, right? And as long as you agree with that, we can proceed together.
Now, Dr.
We
Nedd, one
just
of the things you would have
require.
said is some members were confused. And so I'm wondering if it is you can share what may have caused that, or why do you think that the members couldn't collaborate anymore and some decided to leave while some stayed?
So the messages that have come out from persons who would have left or resigned are in contravention to the actual activities. And as such, I would have had to take the time to make those corrections. If you would have agreed with any of many of those statements, then you would have been confused because the facts do not align, right? If it is that one says that the party is attempting to control the THA, that is not a factual statement, right? If you believe that somehow the myself and the political leader are trying to make the party into some sort of pariah, that is far from the truth. That I've been quite consistent in my operations in public and in private with everyone as it pertains the actions of this party. And I always stand on the Constitution. And people need to know that there was an agreement in the Constitution that any assemblyman who gets in the THA on a ticket of the PDP is supposed to collaborate with the party. And I would have made it very clear, again, reminding persons about the Constitution that the party is not intending to control the daily operations of the THA. All we have been asking for at the executive level is to account for actions taken because you went in there under a mandate that was given to you by the people. I mean, I don't have to say that. The candidates themselves at the time said this. And as such, we are just, given the task, we actually demanded that we must make sure that they follow those items on the mandate, or else it puts us in a compromising position because we're saying this is exactly what you voted for. So then we must check that you're actually getting what you asked for. So,
now, Dr. Nedd, one more question quickly before we leave. And apologies for cutting in all the time, but I'm just trying to get so much out of the short space that we have. You keep mentioning the constitution of the party, but I know that some people have also been arguing that maybe Mr. Duke appears to stand alone. And so how do you find that sweet spot, I would say, between having somebody who is so vocal, but also ensuring that a democracy takes place within the party?
So the only thing that could occur there is education, right? The Constitution has been made public. Anybody who wishes to join can review the Constitution. The National Executive Council takes suggestions for amendments to the Constitution. Every matter that we've been speaking about has been prescribed inside of that Constitution. In fact, I would have been the key person in making that Constitution. And I did that because of situations like this. Because when you do not have any guiding documents, just like the Constitution of Trinidad and Tobago, you have persons in the moment deciding one way or the other, and disagreements cannot be resolved. So all I can do in this moment is say we have agreements that were made amongst us as membership, and there are those who stuck to those agreements and those who did not.
All right. And I guess we will pause it.
Okay.
I guess we will pause it there for now, Dr. Nedd. I know you have so much more to say, but we are going to check in, if not before the end of the year, next year, just to find out some more updates on the party. So again, appreciate you so much for coming into the Now Morning Show, just sharing your thoughts. And I wish you all the best for the Christmas season and beyond.
And you too and your audience. Thank you.
Take care. And that was Dr. Nedd, chairman of the National Executive Council of the PDP, just giving us some updates on those resignations that's been taking place at the PDP camp. You're on the Now Morning Show. We're going to take a break. I'll be right back. But stay with us because we have your birthdays and your phone calls next.